Gabby's autopsy report is coming out in a couple of hours, and I have a job interview today, so I'm gonna be able to watch it, but I'll have to make a video tonight about it. Bear with me. My allergies are horrible as usual, and my throat is all fucked up. And anyway, is my watch charged yet? Yes. It's a hard day because while we all want this autopsy report, I'm sure some of us have that feeling where it's like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know because it's going to make it real. I don't want to know because it's going to make me hate Brian even more. I don't want to know because it's going to make me hate his parents even more. I don't want to know because I don't have the ability to think about what could have possibly happened to this young lady. I hope to dear God that I don't believe him, but it's a saying and we'll respect it. I hope she did not suffer. I hope that it was painless, it was quick, and she was just gone. She did not deserve any of that, but she definitely didn't deserve to be tortured or suffer in any kind of way. I don't know exactly how much of the autopsy we're gonna get. I'm assuming a significant amount. We're gonna know at least, was she shot, was she strangled, was she stabbed, was she, poisoned. I don't know if they actually have the toxicology back, because toxicology reports usually take anywhere between, depending on the jurisdiction and the caseloads that they have, 6 to 8 weeks on normal circumstances. So we'll see. But maybe they expedited it because of the fact of the high profile nature of the case, the fact that the person of interest in this case is currently MIA, and perhaps knowing how she died. It's so hard to say today. I've been able to speak about this perfectly fine this whole time, and it's like today it's like, oh, the autopsy's coming out, oh fuck. It's maybe it's because I have her parents on my mind. I'm going to assume that the authorities have already told them what is in the autopsy. They had a private meeting, because that must really suck that if you're the family of an individual in a situation like this, and you gotta wait for the news to tell you what happened. So I hope they've already been told, and my thoughts are with them. I wish that every single person that is so invested in this case, why doesn't this want to go down? Every single person that's invested in this case, why don't you want to go down? Oh my God, I hate everything about this. I wish we could take the family's pain away. I wish we could all absorb a bit of their pain so that they didn't have to feel it. I know her biological father is seething, and he's seething. Okay, he's seething, and he has every right to seethe. He has every right to want to annihilate Brian. I saw 2 or 3 comments in regards to the Dr. Phil interview they had, and they were like, oh, Gabby's father, Joe, or whatever Joe is his name, He couldn't even keep it together on a thing. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why? Because he got pissed and looked over at the attorney and was like, this is probably where I should shut the fuck up, right? Are you kidding me? His daughter is dead. His daughter is dead. His daughter is dead. Okay? His daughter is dead. Yeah, he's going to be thinking about murder. He's going to be thinking about murdering the motherfucker that killed his baby girl. Do you blame him? If you have an issue with a parent thinking like that after they lost their child, there's something wrong with you. It's absolutely, I mean, obviously I'm not saying go do it. I'm saying that it's absolutely within the realm of normal human behavior to have that psychological response. Your duty, especially as a man, your duty is to protect your family. And when there is a threat or someone has hurt your pack, your family, you seek revenge. We see that out in nature all the time. Okay? He has every right to be upset. I've been saying this, I think, in every video, but I'm going to say it again. People need to stop blaming the fucking cops for dropping the ball in this shit. How the fuck did you let Brian Laundrie get away? Because they didn't have enough money, and they're not going to come out and say that because they like their jobs, and they don't want the fucking mayor to fire them. So they're not going to expose the corruption that probably exists in their police department. Not from regular police officers, but just the higher-ups. Okay? The brass. Or the ass, as they actually are called. They're not going to come out and say, yeah, listen, we couldn't fucking follow him because we don't have enough money to pay somebody to follow him. They're not going to say that. That is why it happened. They might have had first shift watching him, portion of second shift watching him, and then third shift maybe just didn't exist. Understand something. These types of surveillance details are on overtime. They don't pull cops off of their beat and switch it up unless they have a plethora of employees, which it doesn't seem like they do. It seems like a very tiny police department. They have to pay overtime for someone to sit there and watch this person. If your police department does not have the funding for that, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have anybody there to surveil Brian goddamn Laundrie. People don't think about these things. People get mad. Oh, no, I'm doing the right one. I thought I was doing the wrong letter, and I was like, no, kill me now. People want to continuously point fingers and say, the cops dropped the ball, the cops did this, the cops didn't do that, what were they thinking, blah, 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 blah. Go talk to a fucking police officer and have a police officer explain to you the behind the scenes of a fucking police department. Half the fucking time, they don't even have fucking money to fuel up their cars. They have to rely on neighborhood gas stations that are like, listen, you're the cops, just come fuel up, like whatever. Because they don't have funding. They just simply don't have funding. You have police officers digging in their own pockets to fuel their trucks up. That is what happens in police departments. You have guys having to buy their own vests, their own fucking medallions, their own fucking everything for their uniforms and shit. The police department does not supply shit. And these cops don't get paid that much to begin with. So you're asking them to dig in their pockets. Okay. If you have a problem with the way that the police are handling anything, go talk to the fucking mayor. Okay? Okay. Mayor's the boss. Keep that in mind. Mayor's the boss. 9 out of 10 times when your police department is a fucking shithole, it's your mayor. It's your fucking mayor. Your mayor's swindling the taxpayers, and their tax money is not going to where it needs to go. It's not going to the school systems. It's not going to the police department. It's not going to emergency services. It's not going to road work. It's not going to fucking cleanup. It's going into his or her own pocket. Simple as that. You don't like that information? I'm sorry. That's reality. Reality sometimes sucks. Stop blaming the police department. They didn't have details on Brian 24 hours a day because they can't fucking afford it. They can't afford it. Stop asking normal people. If you are at work and your boss tells you, hey, you got to stay after hours and continue working and totally not get paid for it, are you going to do that? No. The answer is no. Unless you really like your job and you're like, I don't have anything else to do, whatever. I can sit in the car, I can yap. I do know police officers that are willing to do stakeouts or lookouts and shit like that for free because they're like, listen, I'm gonna fucking go home and play fucking Xbox anyway and do absolutely fuck all nothing. So, like, yeah, I'll just sit here and do this for a couple of hours. They don't do the full gamut, but they offer their personal time up because they happen to like their job and they like policing and they do want to genuinely try to solve a case. But you can't expect all police officers to be like that, and I don't want them to all be like that. They have the right to say, no, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not doing something. I don't care that I'm a fucking cop. I have a life. I have bills to pay. I have a family to take care of. I can't be out here doing this for free when I could actually have a second job if I need to. A lot of cops have second jobs. They're bullshit jobs. It'll be like, construction here and there, or, fixing cars, just, whatever. Stop blaming cops for letting Brian Laundrie get away. Who you should continue to blame are his fucking parents. The parents are to blame. The parents are to blame. The parents are to blame. I'm going to keep repeating that. The parents are to blame. The parents are to blame. Why? Because the moment that motherfucker walked through the door without Gabby Petito, and they said, well, where the hell is Gabby? And he invented his fucking story. I would have slapped the shit out of my son and been like, now you're going to tell me the truth. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Or we're going to the cops. I mean, we're going to the cops anyway, but where is she? And if he doesn't answer you, call her parents. Hey, Brian just got here. He's got Gabby's truck. I'm trying to interrogate the son of a bitch. He's not giving me answers. I'm giving you the heads up. And I'm going to the cops. That's what a human being does. That's what a decent human, that's what a parent does. This young lady lived in your house. She coexisted with your family. She was going to be part of your family. The parents are to blame for not speaking, for not turning their son in. They put her van in the garage, okay, so that nobody could see it. And I genuinely believe they told Brian to run. They are the ones that told their son, run. Don't stay here. Don't turn yourself in. Just go. We'll get you whatever you need to get. Go to the trail. When I say the trail, I mean the Appalachian Trail. It's just the trail. Okay? Go to the trail and just do what you do best. Just disappear into nothing. Blame the parents. Continue to blame the parents. The parents allowed him to get away. The parents set up this whole Carlton Reserve bullshit with the Mustang. Okay? He might have started at the Carlton Reserve, and you don't have to necessarily enter Carlton Reserve or I forgot the name, the Myahaki State National Park, whatever it's called. There are areas in any national park that are not fenced in by any stretch of the imagination. You could just walk right into a national park and not through the front door, per se. So he may have started at the Carlton Reserve and then from there hiked his way the fuck out, and that's it. Gone. His parents gave him 3-4 day head start before they reported him missing. I'm sorry. You come home. Again, blame the parents. The title of this video is Blame the Parents. You come home without your girlfriend in her van with all her shit in it. And then days later, they go camping with the sister and Brian. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna go camping? We are not leaving this house until you tell me where Gabby is, Brian. We're not going anywhere. In fact, I'm just gonna keep Amazon freshing food to the house, okay? And Uber eating food to the fucking house. And we're not moving from here, Brian, until you tell us where Gabby is. And by the way, her father's on his way down. Her stepfather's on his way down. Her mother's on her way down. And her stepmother's on the way down. You're gonna fucking sit here and you're gonna tell us where the fuck this girl is. Did they do that? No. It's because they never gave a shit about Gabby. They don't give a shit about their own kids. The only reason why they're helping Brian get away is because they don't want the fucking backlash. But you know what you're doing? You're getting even worse backlash by helping your degenerate child get away with murder. Just saying. I despise Brian for doing what he did to Gabby. And yes, there is a part of me that believes that he did not do it, and I have my reasoning for it. But we'll go with that he did it. I despise him for doing that to her. I despise him for leaving her there like nothing. I despise him for driving away and using her credit cards to get home so that he can hide. I despise him. But I genuinely have deep-seated hatred for his parents. And whatever is happening to them, whatever they're having to hear being yelled at their house from the street, whatever signs people are holding up, whatever banners are flown over their house, they deserve it. They deserve it because a young woman lost her life and they did fuck all to help the Schmidt and Petito family. They deserve it. And they are to blame. The parents are to blame. Stop pointing fingers at the cops, at them, at what the cops. The family is to blame. And the sister knows something. And I don't know. She said in her interview, or what she was talking to the protesters outside her house, that she would turn her brother in. Well, did you really actually mean that? Cassie, you went camping with your brother. You claimed for a couple of hours, but nevertheless, you were camping with your brother after he came back from his road trip with Gabby Petito, in which Gabby was nowhere to be found. Would you really turn him in? I don't think you would. I don't think you'd turn your brother in. In fact, I think you probably planted the seed in his head that he needed to run. And when he went to the parents' house, the parents really solidified that. And I don't know if I believe her getting on the TV saying, I'm not talking to my parents, and the lawyer threw me under the bus. This whole family is a bunch of fucking degenerate acting pieces of shit. I don't believe any of them. I don't believe any of them. I don't. And the worst part is, Gabby was just such a beautiful soul. Just a beautiful soul. She deserves so much better. She deserves someone to actually love her. She deserves someone to take care of her, to protect her. I don't know if I said that already. There's some morning time, so I have to medicate. I'm just waiting for my allergies to clear up a little bit. The parents are to blame. Parents are to blame. Parents are to blame. I'm just going to keep saying that. Parents are to blame. Plain and simple. Change my mind. Change my mind on the fact that the parents are to blame.